Are we live?
Yes.
Oh, we are live. Hey, what's up, Closer Nation? Happy Monday. I'm happy because I'm probably going to make you mad with this video, right? I'm going to get inside your head a little bit. I'm going to challenge your ego in this video, so it is what it is. But before we get started, hey, I'm going to talk some real stuff right now. So maybe you want to share this with your sales team. You want to call somebody. Hey, man, hey, check it out. The closer's going live. Check it out. Hey, before we get started, is it bright over here? Can you see me? Did it lighten up like I said?
It did lighten up.
It did lighten up.
You're
Good,
so good.
right? Because we were worried it was going to be all dark and couldn't see me. Couldn't see me, right? And so here's the thing, right? If you're in sales, and I've said this before, but before I said that if you didn't have $10,000 in your bank account, then you were failing as an adult. I made a lot of people mad. The video's on this page. I'll share it in the links in the comments. I'll share the link to the video in the comments when I'm done. But here's the thing. If you're in sales and you're not earning $10,000 a month, you should go work in HR. You should go get a job as an engineer. You should go be a customer service technician. You should go do something else. Sales is the easiest job in the world to make six figures. And I'll be honest with you, if you're not making six figures in your job, you shouldn't be in sales. Right now, I've wrote plenty of articles about how easy it is to make $1 million in sales, and it truthfully is. I'll make several million this year with a small team of people making a small number of sales because I'm dialed in to what needs to go on because I am a sales master. Most of you walk around here pretending that you're sales masters making $60,000 or $70,000 a year, and it's unacceptable, right? Hey, I know what? It's painful sometimes, but here's the truth. If you make $10,000 a month, that's $120,000 a year. The government's going to take 25 to 30% of that, and you're already starting around $70,000 to $80,000, depending on your tax bracket, depending on if you have state tax or not. So automatically, a large portion, a freaking brand new car's worth of your money's gone. Then you're going to have bills. Anytime that you start living on a level above where you were previously, you get bigger bills, you get a nicer car, you get a nicer house. The next thing you know, 60% of your income's going out the window. And those of you that don't make $10,000, you fall into a little bit smaller bracket, but the problem is you have to live on a lower level, and you do better off to just go get a salary job somewhere with some stability instead of hating yourself every day because you're making cold calls and failing. Right? Now, I know this isn't the warmest and fuzziest message on a Monday, but my motivation here is to motivate you, to inspire you to want to do more, because you may look at life, and I see people all the time. They hit me up from middle America. They hit me up from the small town, and they say, oh, well, I'm making $5,000 a month slinging iron over here. Or I'm making, $8,000 a month selling insurance. And then they have excuses to why they're living on a small level. My market's small, but if you sell insurance, you're licensed in the whole state. Right? If you sell cars, you only sell 20 a month, but you live in a town of 30,000, where are the rest of those people going? Because people buy cars every single day because people get in wrecks. If you're in real estate and you don't make six figures a year, please leave. Right? You're the people we make fun of. Right? You do 3 transactions a year like an average real estate agent. Now, if you're a stay-at-home husband or a stay-at-home wife and you do real estate part-time, that's one thing. But if you're a full-time agent and you're not making 6 figures a year, that job's not for you. Right? You shouldn't be showing houses because you have no qualifications to be able to talk to the people that are buying those houses because you wouldn't qualify to buy those houses. Robert Kiyosaki says it best, your broker is broker than you. If you're a loan officer and you're not making $10,000 a month, again, you're wasting your time. You need to exit the business. And the best news for you agents and loan officers is they're trying to replace you. So if you suck at it now, you can just get out of the business and go somewhere else where you can get a job that's going to be stable in the future, right? Because the only people that should be in real estate mortgages right now are the people that hustle hard, the people that are making 20, 30, 50 grand a month, because they're going to be able to buy the robots in the future when the robots replace the workforce. I'll get into that. That's another video for another day, but those of you that have been through Break Free Academy know exactly what I'm talking about. So here's the motivation for you today, right? Let's turn this negative message into a positive. If you're not making $10,000 a month, why? What excuses are you using in your head? What level of comfortability have you got onto? And why is it that you're in the job with no glass, there's no ceiling whatsoever, right? You can make as much money as you want and you're settling for less than 6 figures. But yet you chose sales as a mechanism to make a lot of money. Nobody goes into sales and goes, well, I want to live an average life, right? We go into sales, we say we want to be top producer. We want to make millions of dollars. We want to be badasses that everybody in the marketplace looks at. We want to cock of the walk down the block. Like, we want all that stuff, right? But then you get in sales and you realize how hard it is, and then you just stick there. And what you really do, and all the true salespeople watching this right now will agree with me, what you're really doing is you get in the way of the rest of us that need to fucking make money and do this for a real living and are here to play and gain points, not just to horse around. Right? And so what you do is you get in the way of the true professionals. You come in here and you get comfortable and you're all fired up. We've seen a million times somebody gets all fired up. They're going to take over the world. The next thing you know, they're in 15th place in the company and they're just comfortable and they stay there for years. What if they just moved out of our way and let us lions take over and do what we do, which is obviously serving customers better than them anyway. So all you're doing, if you're living a mediocre, if you've settled for average, if you're just like happy to be just, oh, I'm just happy to have a job in general, you're in the way of the rest of us. You're keeping us from serving the marketplace on the level that we came to. And listen, it's not always easy when someone tells you the truth. There's plenty of sales trainers, there's plenty of marketers, plenty of coaches, whatever the hell you want to call me, that'll sit up here and go, you just keep pushing, buddy. Right? You fool me once, won't get fooled again. I love the George Bush accent, Amy. I can't resist it, right? It's the Texan. Fool me once, won't get fooled. Anyway, so like you can't resist it, right? And listen, it would be nice for me to just tell you things are going to be awesome. I have this Joel Osteen, my daddy was once a salesman and he made a whole bunch of money, right? Like I could do all those things. That's not the truth. The truth is if you're not performing at your optimal level, then you're in the way of the people who are. And the truth is if you're not making $10,000, I don't care if you sell meat door to door. Guess what? I know guys that make $300 grand a year. That I was at a conference in Utah about 2 months ago and people sold pest control. That's something that's like $100 every quarter. People sold pest control door to door, and I met a dude that made $300,000 in 4 months in the summer knocking doors in Utah where everybody knocks doors apparently. Right? You think that guy showed up to work and he said, well, I'm just going to knock a few doors a day and see if I can make my little $2,000 a month here selling termite inspection and shit. No. What happened was that guy came to win. And the other people that knocked doors and blew sales were in his way. And the people that knocked doors and blew sales that were in his way also blew the chance of helping the prospect, which he had a higher calling. He felt like he was saving people from the Zika virus. He felt like he was saving people from getting beat up by fire ants. He felt like he was saving little kids from mosquito bites, right? He had a purpose. He was there to help the marketplace. He was dedicated. And guess what? His passion showed through. 300 grand in 4 months, knocking doors, selling pest control. And I'm not talking about knocking commercial buildings like we're in here. I'm talking about knocking on a neighborhood like you live in and closing people because he was dedicated. So here's the thing. If this guy in the middle of Utah can make that kind of money, if I know a guy that went from selling 8 cars a month, got his life together and got on purpose and closed 40 this month, right? Then what is it that's keeping you? Why do you stay mediocre? Why did you settle for the income that you got at today? Some of you are making more than $10,000 and it's still not what you set out to do, but you got comfortable and lazy along the way. Right? Some of you started making $250,000 a year, which is great money. I don't care who you are. But then you stopped. But your goal was to make millions, but you settled for a quarter of that. Why? What? Was it hard work? Did you realize that it was going to be harder work? If you increased your happiness factor, that's one thing, right? It's one thing to get to $250,000 a year and say, hey man, this is it. This is what I needed, right? I have everything that I want. I'm happy. I have time balance. That's one thing, but that's not what most of us do. Most of us look for a way to get more. And there's 2 types of people. There's the type of people like I am, and like most of you watching this, it's like, I got a little bit, give me some more, right? And then there's the other people, it's like, I'm just trying to hold on to what I got over here, right? And so I ask you today, the challenge, the question for you is, which are you? Are you just trying to hold on to what you got? Because that's settling for mediocrity. It really is. Unless, like I said, the happiness factor aside, that's settling for mediocrity. And I can promise you this, if you're making less than $10,000 a month, you're settling for mediocrity. And that's not why you got into this in the first place, right? You are holding on to what you got. You're operating with a scarcity mentality. And until you let that scarcity mentality go, you'll never have the abundance that you set forth to get in your life in the first place. Listen, I'm telling you this because I've experienced. I remember when I came from the car wash business, right? I washed cars, made about $3,000 a month, $40,000 a year or so after bonuses and everything else. I was selling car washes. That's what I did. I got a little bonus for every car that we did. And it was decent money for an 18, 19-year-old, right? Then when I got into the mortgage business, I realized how much more money that you can make. And within my first month, I made $6,800. So everybody was like chasing this $10,000 monthly income. And I'm like, dude, I just did this in one transaction. There's like, why would I stop there? Right? But then there's some people that I've watched time and time again. They'll make a check. Even people we've hired and fired at Hardcore Closer. They'll make a check. They'll hit an upper limit. And then they'll disappear for 2 or 3 months and starve. Most of you watching this, sadly as it is, you see your sales go up in cycles, right? You make money 1 month. You don't make money for another month. You spend the whole month prospecting. You make money. And you can't figure out why you don't get off the roller coaster. Again, it's settling. So here's the thing. Ask yourself this today, and I'll let you get back to work. Why have you settled for the income that you're at? Nobody got into sales to be broke. Nobody got into sales to make $2,000 or $5,000 a month. That's ridiculous. You got into sales, you probably went home and told your spouse, your brother, your roommate, your homeboy, hey man, I'm gonna be rich. I'm in sales now. I'm a salesman, I'm gonna be rich. It's like my meme yesterday. If Al Bundy can support a family of of 4 on selling some shoes. He had a 2-story house, a couple of cars, right? A hot wife, hot kids, right? Like he had the whole thing going on, and he sold shoes to big girls, right? So, and you can say it's fictional or whatever the case, but it's a true story, right? I know people that sell odd stuff, like the pest control guy, which costs less than a pair of shoes, that make decent money. So think about this today as you go into work. Have you settled? Because chances are you have. And chances are it's not because of the happiness factor that I talked about. Chances are you got lazy, you gave up, and that's not why you got into this business, so it's best that you leave. And for those of you that aren't settling, man, keep pushing. It's amazing what happens, right? If you made more money this month than last month, give yourself a hand and then challenge yourself to make more money next month. Never stop growing. Because here's the sad news, and there's been other sales trainers and stuff say this before. I'm not going to act like I'm the first one to bring it out here, but being a millionaire is middle class. All my life, I dreamed of being a millionaire. I wanted to earn 7 figures a year. I wanted to, drive exotic cars. I was going to have Lamborghinis, a mansion, everything else. Man, it's not that way. You know what happens when you start making $1 million a year? The fucking government has their hand out every 5 minutes, right? The IRS is the worst business partner you could ever ask for. They're going to take 20, 30% of your money. And those of you might say, oh, you need to hit my CPA, blah, blah, blah. Unless you're making multiple millions of dollars a year, I'm not going to call you a CPA. Right? My CPA set me up right. And when that's the telltale sign of success. If you don't see somebody bitching about the IRS, they're really not making that much money, right? Because when you start writing 6-figure checks to the IRS, that shit, man, I just have like a little small heart attack just thinking about the size of the checks that we write to them because they always got their hand out. And so what I'm saying is being a millionaire is middle class still. It's like, hey man, you know what? I got $1 million in assets. I got $1 million in cash. I got a company that does a few $1 million a year. Still feel broke every day when I wake up. I feel no different than the people that are struggling to get to 10 grand right now because every time I turn around, somebody's got their hand out. So here's my challenge to you. It's time for you to level up or get out of the game. If you're sitting here making 2 to 5 grand a month, you're getting in the way of the rest of us. And for those of you earning over 10 grand a month, don't stop. Don't get comfortable. Because I can tell you, you get comfortable, you get things, maybe your happiness level lands where it wants, but here's the other side of that. So there's always somebody with their hand out. And if you're gonna grow, you're gonna have to invest. Right? So all my challenge today is to stay hungry or get lost.